Is this thing on? Is this thing on? What was that? Oh, the device is set up and ready. Thank you, Windows. I know. I can see the level. Hey, everybody. Excuse me. Let me get dressed. Okay, I'm dressed. It's me, JJ Styles, the owner. I leave smiles for miles. If you don't agree, in denial. The owner of Bright Idea Records. Let me excuse me while I style and profile. Bright Idea Records, located at brightidearecords.com. The brightest minds in music today and yesterday, and more than likely the future too. You know, I'm pretty much catching up where I left off. I haven't even finished watching the stuff I streamed yesterday. I'm reviewing it because I'm not sure what happened. I'm pretty sure I passed out on camera. But I'm caught up working on something more important because, like, I have very little time for an ego. I have very little time to feel humiliated or, like, embarrassed. I pretty much got that out of the way in my early life, my teenage years and whatnot. By my mid-20s, I didn't have much of an ego to bruise. I mean, of course, I still wanted to represent and, you know, try to look good or whatever, try to represent my scene and my people, but, you know, if I fuck up and I look like an idiot, well, you know what, I'll just get up and dust myself off and try again, because, you know, it's pretty easy to fuck up in this world. You know, it's like, you ever color outside the lines in kindergarten, you know, like, well, people, when they become adults, they can still go outside the lines. Like, when you're driving, it's a real bad move. You need to try to avoid that as much as possible. You might kill somebody, and you might kill yourself, but I'm going to back away from that, because I'm trying to have fun, okay? Trying to lighten up here. And let me show you. I got to show you. This is freaking... I've been meaning to do something like this for a long time now. You know... I'm just going to tell you, it's taken some time to get to this point in my life where I actually have, like, the sound engineering skills of like, your average, like, producer guy. It don't matter if I'm using GarageBand or Logic or Audacity or even Pro Tools versions 9 through 11. I don't know. It's basically, or even a whole multitude of other stuff. Cool Edit Pro, even a goddamn sound mixer with a cassette reel-to-reel tape and shit. I don't give a fuck. If you give me something to record with, I'll use a goddamn Talk Boy from Home Alone. You remember those? Hell yeah, I will. And I'll make it sound good, too, because that's my skill level. Here, let me see. What's my skill level with regard to this goddamn camera? Can I get some chroma key going on up in here? Because I gotta show you what I'm doing. Otherwise, you're not going to appreciate it. And even if I do show you, I don't know. Only a select few, like, people will probably appreciate it. Because you're going to probably have to be punk rock. And you're probably going to have to be intelligent. Like, your IQ, people with like 100 level IQs or less probably won't care much for this. But, you know, anything above that probably will. I don't know. It helps if you've been beat up before, unjustly, many times, for opening your mouth and confusing people, confounding them with your nonsense and your gibberish. And all you were really trying to do was convey a nice, you know, you had the highest of intentions, but it don't matter what your intentions are. What matters is what people get out of your intentions. So you just got to keep trying and trying again, dust yourself off, get back up, and hopefully nobody kills you. If you keep getting beat up, you will actually, you know, your black eyes will heal, your busted fat lips will heal, and then you can go on to do shit like this. Here, let me demonstrate. I'm going to add a display capture. Okay. Display capture coming right up. No, not the psychedelic one. We want the primary one. Yeah, that one. Okay, let's move that below me so it actually shows up in the motherfucking chroma key. Alright, I hope that this, let me turn up the desktop audio and route the audio source to the Realtek, my speakers that I've been listening to through my Vizio soundbar. That's what I'm using for a monitor, my soundbar. Sounds good. Here, check this out. Check this out. You're gonna love this. I don't know if you ever saw, I don't know if I should play it first. No, I'm gonna play this first because you don't need context. If you don't have context by now, then, you know, pause this and go watch it or something. Here, let me make sure I saved my latest efforts. Save project. I just named it Yoda because, you know. Alright, so there's this band called Lagwagon. Yada, yada, yada. Here, listen to this. Sorry, I didn't know how loud it was going to be. I'm sorry. I'm not pulling a prank on you. Let me turn on a limiter, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to blow up your speaker. There is a limiter on here. What the fuck? I guess I'll turn down the gain. Okay. I promise. Okay. Let's see if this is gonna be better.
He grew up with us. He's gonna die for the wrong place. Son's gonna prrove for a pizza for scandal set. To the army, to the navy, he joined the Marines as a their proud, but it's a result that I produced as a spittable phenomenon, smell out far and all the out. So he wanted. He grew up with us. He's gonna die for the wrong place. Son's gonna prrove for a pizza for scandal set. To the army, to the navy, he joined the Marines as a their proud, but it's a result that I produced as a spittable phenomenon, smell out far and all the out. So he wanted was to provide a better season scope. He's a wife in the positive vibe type. 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 I'll get to the hell it's reading up a soldier fight, no planning. This is what's gonna be done without expendable, not but causing no doubt.
You like that motion I was making? I'm like, get back down here, cursor. I'm like controlling my mouse. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, video capture device. People gotta see me to make sense out of this. Because it's nonsense. This happened like 23 years ago in Las Vegas during Y2K. Like, how could you possibly relate? Did you live through Y2K? I did. If you did, well, let me ask you, wasn't that a trip? Fucking Y2K bullshit. Y2K bug. That's what they kept talking about, the legacy code that was written way back when, that's still running on systems, and how pathetic that is, because the human race is a bunch of losers. Like, you should have updated computer code running on your critical systems that are controlling your nuclear bombs and your fucking traffic lights and your aircrafts and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, Y2K came and went. Nothing really happened, and it was all just a big, blown-up bunch of worrywarts worried about the sky falling. A bunch of Chicken Littles, I guess. And I mean, it's good to take precautions when there is an imminent danger, you know, but like, the fact of the matter is we didn't have GitHub back then, and we couldn't do like a global code audit. Like, that was impossible, okay? Give me a fucking break. There were literally temporary employees at that time period, like programmers that were hired as contract employees to just go investigate these systems, look at what was running, figure out the legacy code and everything, and try to determine if they were Y2K compliant. or not, right? So anyways, what's the point? That's the context for the story. We're a bunch of freaked out kids just living like the late 70s or early 80s. Remember back during the Cold War when people were all thinking there were going to be ICMB nuclear bombs dropping at any fucking moment? So they were just trying to get their kicks before this shitball goes up in flames? Yeah, well, you know, it was kind of that. There was that in the air during Y2K. A little bit of that. A little bit of that apocalyptic worry, you know? Like... And so we're just trying to let loose and have fun, and, you know, that includes Yoda. Man, I'm almost done. As you can tell, I'm not. I still have, you see that chunk right next to my head? Like, that little split in the waveform, and that's like... But luckily, this Lagwagon song is only like a minute. It's like less than 2 minutes. So, like, I don't have to do that much work. And it's gonna be perfect. Like, basically, that's all that Yoda was trying to do in that video from ZTTF Home Movies. It was like, kick back, get some kicks, have some fun, lighten up, and, but he's got, like, energy, you know? He wasn't on cocaine, he wasn't on methamphetamine, he wasn't even on Ritalin. I don't even think he'd had a coffee. I think he's just, like, ADHD naturally, you know? Some people are like that. And those people tend to irritate people, like, because people don't have the patience for ADHD people, and then the ADHD people tend to end up getting beat up. And I've got plenty of experience in that, and I can relate. Back then, when I saw that shit, that was like a rare instance. Like, I'd seen domestic violence at that point. I'd seen quite a bit of shit. But the way that happened right in front of me, to basically what I considered an innocent victim, like this kid that came from Merced, California, and just wanted to bring his skateboard and come with us and, like, party for the new year. You know, may all acquaintance be forgot and never fucked with again, or just, like, have a good time and blow it out your ass, 'cause it's almost a new millennium. Yeah, but as much as things have changed in the past 22 years, there are still lots of problems rearing their ugly head time and time again. And I really think violence is one of those problems. Like, violence against people that don't need it or want it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, why doesn't somebody invent a mute button? Okay? Like, here on the internet, like, they have a thing called block. And if you don't like people, you block them. I have never blocked a person in my life. That's the honest to God's truth. I tell that to my friends. I send that in emails. You know, I fucking have never blocked a person. I think maybe I blocked Edgar Zotoff on Facebook for like a minute, because he was sending me a lot of messages and I just couldn't deal with it. That was back when I was trying to be a functional Facebook person. But guess what? I unblocked him. It was only for like a week, you know? So, like, why don't we all get cybernetic hearing aids installed, okay? And, you know, we'll get some cybernetic microphones installed in our throats. You ever seen those military movies where they press like that and they're like, breaker, breaker, okay, we're gonna go over, you know? So, like, we'll all get cybernetic ears and cybernetic throats, and then you can just block motherfuckers, and they'll look like this. Instead of sounding like me, they'll sound like... And then they won't get beat up anymore by fucking assholes that have no self-control or, like, respect for the law. Like, assault is a crime. Like, there's cameras everywhere, and there's still people getting beat up. And look at me. The way I'm reacting, I'm not drunk. This is post-traumatic stress. Let's listen to this again. I don't want to talk. I want to play music for you. Make you think about that. I got nothing to say. Nothing nice to say.
He grew up with the die for the wrong clothes. Sons get a prrove for a pizza for scandal set. To the Army, to the Navy, to the Marines, that's super proud, but it's the result that I picture inside the spittable foot on my stomach out far and all the house. That he wanted was to provide a better season for the wife and the positive wife. He grew up with the die for the wrong clothes. Sons get a prrove for a pizza for scandal set. To the Army, to the Navy, to the Marines, that's super proud, but it's the result that I picture inside the spittable foot on my stomach out far and all the house. That he wanted was to provide a better season for the wife and the positive wife. I'll get the hell it's reading up a soldier fight, no planning. I'll get the hell it's reading up a soldier fight, no planning. I'll get the hell it's reading up a soldier fight. Causing no doubts and all the elders will they come alive and turn to existence. He died in the cosmos life. And all the elders will no doubts and all the elders will no doubts and all the elders will they come alive and turn to existence. He died in the they come alive and turn to existence. They come alive and turn to existence. He died in the cosmos life. Actually died in the process life. I found actually died in the
Damn, I'm good at this shit.
Actually died in the process life. Actually died in the process life. Actually died in the process.
I'm so good it could just make me cry. That's about all I'll ever get out of this. That and maybe some sense of justice. If you know what I mean by justice. I'm not talking about your and their kind of justice. I'm talking about the kind you feel inside. It's kind of funny in these little videos. So let's save. That was some good work. I gotta have a cigarette. It's been hours. I haven't had a break in hours. I had this manic impulse to start streaming this shit because it's like, I got mad skill. You might as well see what I'm doing. Like that right there was a clever little example of how to take some words, some lyrics, some people singing, and, you know, multi-track it and sync it up. Synchronize, syncopation. Here's another little clever thing I did, okay? If you've been watching ZTTF home movies for the past, I don't know, I think we made that shit in the 20-aughts, about 15 years ago. That's when I took my home movies and put them on public access anyways. What else? Oh yeah, check it. The way it starts, this whole thing, you see this, here, let me scoot it over. Yeah, this little chunk right here, let me zoom in. Yeah, that little chunk right there. Oops, scooted too far. Yeah, that's actually some audio that he's like, Yoda was singing on key, but it was like too fast. I had to slow it down to sync up with the music. And if you were to isolate his vocals and listen like right now, check it out.
You would die for the wrong
Thing. He grew up without a thing. And like, it sounds kind of weird by itself, but guess what? When you mix it with the music,
you would die for grew up with the
it almost sounds like some cool ass reverb. Might want to just throw that on this whole track when I'm done. Make it seem a little bit more intentional rather than an artifact of an effect. But I mean, it's like at first I tried to change speed, you know, up here in the effects. Yeah, man. At first I tried the whatchamacallit, the pitch and tempo menu. I tried the change speed option. No, it was completely wrong. Like, and I knew that, but you know, from experience from the past, like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years, I remembered that, you know, when I really want to change the speed of a recording, I need to change the tempo. That's the Audacity effect that I'm familiar with. And why on earth would I be using Audacity, a free open source software program, to do this kind of work when I have like a licensed copy of Pro Tools and an iLock USB device to go along with it? You know, GarageBand, Logic, a multi-track sound thing. Why would I be using such a basic, rudimentary, elementary tool as Audacity? Because it does everything that I need to complete this task, basically. That's why. Perhaps, you know, if I would have slowed down the speed of that particular phrase, like lyrical verse phrase, yeah, if I would have like done that in, I don't know, one of those pay programs I just mentioned, like, maybe it wouldn't have done that little reverb echo artifact thing as much. Maybe it would have actually sounded more like this. Because, you know, that was me imitating, maybe it would sound more like this. All fast and shit, but like, slowed down. Because if you slow it down, it's gonna sound, you're gonna get your Satan voice going on. Bow down before the Lord of Satan, and do thy bidding. Motherfuckers. Which you basically do every day when you punch in. I punched in, now I'm your whore, milking the clock, day in, day out, every day, and still can't make shit on your pay. Milking the clock. Maybe I'll use the John and milk my dick or something. That's a classic. What does Freddie say after that? Smoking doobies on the clock is how we motivate. We show up, what does he say? He says, smoking doobies on the clock is how we motivate. We're unenthused and show up late. Oh wait, to earn our minimum, we just show up, but we're unenthused and show up late. Yeah, smoking doobies on the clock is how we motivate. To earn our minimum, we just show up, but we're unenthused and show up late. Milking the clock. Pretty good stuff, right? Oh man, like the best. Here, let's play it again, Sam.
Hey, you wanna hear a Lagwagon song, dude?
You can see my eyes.
Check this out, this is Lagwagon.
Alright, where is it? Where's the Lagwagon? Oh, okay. I see.
He grew up with the he's gonna die for the wrong cause. Temporarily for a piece of scandally sent to the army, to the navy, to the marines as if they're proud, but it's a result that I prejudice I was spittable for them, a smell out for all the house that he wanted was to provide a better existence for his wife and that cost his life. I can know the hell is reading up a soldier finds no landing. This was can be done without expendable not for cost and no doubts and all that all this.
Oh man. Does that put some context on it? Fuck, man. I really like that line about easy to die for, the wrong core. I think that's what the lyrics are. Easy to die for the wrong core. Let's see. Is that what is that it? Do I got it wrong? I don't usually get things wrong. You know what I mean? I mean, when I say wrong, I mean inaccurate. I get things wrong all the time. I'm a defective, glitchy. I'm like Max Headroom in human form. I'm that glitchy. But what I mean is inaccurate. If I don't have the facts, I'm probably not going to open my big, fat, stupid mouth. That's for sure. I don't want to get beat up again. Let's see. Easy to die for. This is so taxing. Easy. No? How about wrong? Is this the right song? I don't think these are the right. I think somebody slacked on inputting these lyrics. Off the Wagon, that's a pretty good song. I gotta look up a different fucking copy of this here transcription. It seems to be missing things, which is not uncommon in the world of underground punk rock music. Like, sometimes you gotta put the pieces of the puzzle together yourself. It's called DIY, or die, motherfucker. It's like skate or die, basically. Do your thing or die. Because if you're not doing your thing, just what the fuck are you doing? Sitting around collecting dust, you worthless piece of shit? You've been through all that you've been through, and all you can do is sit around and feel sorry for yourself? You fuck. Get up off your ass, loser. I'm just talking to this is the way I motivate myself. My dad died, and he didn't even talk to me that way. He usually said, Mijo, you can't do anything wrong because you're mine and I'm proud of everything you do. So just go do your best, and that's all that matters. That's pretty much what he said. But I gotta talk to myself like some kind of abusive drill sergeant gym coach. Otherwise, I'm so dope sick. Oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, I'm so fucked up. Oh, I'm so broke. Oh, I'm so alone. Yeah, whatever, loser. Get up and do what you do best. Now. Fatality of war. It can't be noble enough. Justify the loss of life so young. Continental security. Atonement. There's no such thing. There was no hero in the end. Only letters of resent, remorse, and regret. Bitter, resent. Bitter, 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 bitter. I knew that's what I heard. Let's see, where was that? Fucking one verse. I swear, there's something about, they said join the army, join the navy, he joined the Marines, and his children were proud, but exalted, was exhausted, patronage died, when this expendable number left his family of 5. What the, imposture? Imposture? Is that a word? I'm familiar with the word imposter. Imposture. What does that mean? An instance of pretending to be someone else in order to deceive others. Oh, so it's your basic subterfuge. Deception. Yeah. I think they use that word, right? An instance of pretending to be... Oh, no, they didn't use deception. So yeah, it's deception and that other word I just said that I can't remember. What did I say? Whatever. Deceit, deception, pretense, misrepresentation. Yeah. Okay. Imposture. Okay. Well, I swear, man. Like, if you listen to the Lagwagon part, like, here, let's listen to Yoda, and we'll find the part that I'm referring to, because I already have it synced up so conveniently.
He grew up with the die for the wrong core.
Yeah, for the wrong core. That's what I get out of it. It's easy to die for the wrong core. You wanted to fight for the wrong core. You know, it just makes me think of all these posers that, you know, there's like a million subgenres of punk rock, There's a million subgenres of electro, techno, EDM music, you know. Would you want some examples? Like in punk rock, there's your traditional old school punk rock. Then there's the new school, which happened with like Bad Religion, Pennywise, Lagwagon, etc. Then you got like your anarcho, which was like Crass, and what wasn't Drunks and Rusty Transits, which is the patch I had on the back of the leather in that video. Dirt. I think that was anarcho, or maybe I think a lot of people just call them peace punks. Like Rudimentary Peni, that's another anarcho. Okay, what about what's another one? I'm trying to remember that one movie where everybody works in a warehouse and that guy's always talking about grindcore, which would be like Doctor and the Crippins. That's probably the best grindcore band I listen to. What else is there? There's like there's so many subgenres, man. There's skate punk. Gotta love the skate punk. Alternative Tentacles has a skate punk combination. There's like 3 CDs that consist of Los Olvidados, Free Beer, and the Drunk Engines. That was their skate punk combination pack back in the day. And I mean, like, give me a break, man. I think Dwayne Peters from the U.S. Bombs. I mean, if that guy's not skate punk, who is, right? But I mean, even like that CKY band, that was like, weren't there a few Jackass guys in that band? I can't remember. I was too busy to really pay attention. But skate punk, that's another genre. Is that enough? Have I proven my point? The list goes on, and the same with the techno EDM. You know, you got your drum and bass, which might fall into jungle, which might fall into break beats, you know, which might fall into like, hell, man, dubstep kind of slows down. That's like, do 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 da do do wop 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 do do. It's kind of like taking those beats, which people usually like their breakbeat music nice and fast. You know, like, but like, which can sometimes actually fall into a trance category. You know, because if you take some keys, some synth keyboards, and go like, bang, dun, bang, 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 and you're just like, so the beat's all fast and chaotic, but perfectly on time. And then you throw something slow, or seemingly slow tempo on top of that, that can get very trancey. That's like, there's so much trance out there. It's like, I don't know whether there's more house or trance, because like those have to be the 2 biggest genres, like, ever. Like, just like the way old school and new school punk rock are probably the 2 biggest like genres. Because like, look, with old school, that's basically everything that happened in between the years 77 to 85. That's pretty much, and I mean, even on into almost 1990. Like, people were still keeping up the old school sound, keeping it real. Okay, but at that point, you know, Bad Religion had already released Suffer, which was ushering in the new era of new school hardcore punk rock, you know, which kind of brought about pop punk. You know, pop punk took the new school sound and made it even easier to digest by utilizing various chord patterns and notes, you know, various, my guitar student always likes to credit me for showing him, you know, those fucking patterns. Whatever, man. I'm a good teacher. I say, look at what I do. Now copy it. Okay. And do it again. Do it again until you sound like me. Okay. But no, it says, progressions. He always says, oh yeah, those progressions that you showed me were real cool. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. But yeah, man, they would use the patterns, chord progressions of melodic hardcore, stuff like Dag Nasty, I don't know, some of the straight edge bands, which is another subgenre. Okay. And what's my point? What's my point? My point is, it's easy to die for the wrong core. Hardcore, new school hardcore, old school hard, easy to die for, or are you talking C-O-R-P or C-O-R-E? I don't give a fuck, man. It's easy to die for the wrong core. That's why I'm hoping those are the lyrics, but I'm not seeing them. It is easy to die for the wrong core. When you grow up and actually get some perspective on things, you know what's right. Automatically. You don't have to think about it like when you're young. You don't have to come up with hypothetical scenarios anymore because you've already been through it all.
He grew up with he would die for the wrong core. Sons get a release for a piece of work. Scandal sent to the army to the wrong core. For the wrong core. He would die for.
Okay, those are basically the first fucking lyrics of the song, so this should be easy to determine what I'm hearing. He grew up without a thing. He lived and died poor. A father of 4. Oh! God damn it. Just my ears playing tricks on me again. I guess I've got to write that song. Easy to die for the wrong core. Go figure. I got too much on my plate as it is. Speaking of which, when was the last time I ate? Son of a bitch. Alright, wish me luck. If you stop by, I'll say hi in the comments or something later when I check this out. I still got to finish this recording. I'm obviously not done. And I can't do the whole thing in front of you because it's just not going to work that way. That's not how I operate. But I think I'm a little more enthused after showing off the little bit that I got done, and I'll post it on my SoundCloud or something. I'll post it. I'll make a little music video. I'll take the footage, you know, from whatchamacallit. I'll take the footage from this episode right here. You probably know the one, right? This one. Oh no, that's the stream. No, I'm talking about the core footage. You know what the nice thing about this whole digital revolution, there's no generational loss. I've talked about it before. You know, when you're working with tapes and you like dub them and replay them, and there's all that generational loss that occurs from the analog media degrading with each recording, etc., etc. But like I could stream the stream I just made on a new stream, and it would still be just as good as these guys for the most part. I know there's some like compression that occurs essentially, but it doesn't actually degrade per se. Definitely not like the analog media. Alright, I gotta stop. I'm tired of hearing my own voice. It's just annoying me now.